we're back. um, I'm just going to take a little coffee here. All right, it's pretty good coffee. It's chocolate chip, but it was like on sale, and some of this stuff that's on sale, well, it's pretty rough stuff. That's why we call it a cup of mud. Okay, so we're going to see in these cages only part of the arpeggio for whatever, a major or a minor, especially the minors, but not limited to. So when we want to play, say this is a G-shaped cage, right? And we want to play the relative minor of G, all right, it's going to be E minor. Now we'll get to the relative minor of all 5 of them. It's one pentatonic scale member down. So the relative minor of if you wanted to do CAGED in E, but we don't do that, and that's getting theoretical again. So it'd be the relative minor of B would be one pentatonic scale member down. So it would be the relative. It would be G sharp minor. Okay, but we do CAGED in C. It's easier just to look at those shapes. I guess that's a problem for people who like to think in the key that has a lot of sharps, like with guitar, right? E, A, and B, So, but most people consider CAGED, C, A, G, E, D, so that's in the key of C. So with the E minor would be the E minor that we're looking at. And in this particular case, E minor is 3, 5, 7. Well, here's the 3, okay, and the 5's going to be there, all right. The 7 would be here. That would be a C-shaped E minor right there. So you have to be careful because we're only going to see part of it. So let's get moving forward. The only reason why I put this here is so we can see the inversions. This is first inversion is going to be this kind of vertical thing with a major or a minor here. Here's just a major, and here's a minor. All right, it's like I'm not sure what it is. And then the second inversion is going to look like our E chord. Now that's important. When you do an E, you're putting your fingers on this B, E, and this G sharp here. These 3 notes, that is your standard E looking shape. And matter of fact, I'm not just saying, and by the way, that's what that is, okay? That is what that is. That's the way I'll be referring to it, E-shaped, right there. And we look at this. This is a G-shaped because we talked about it looks like a G box. If I was to draw the fretboard thing over here, all right, so with that E, we're going to need these notes here, right? I guess we would need those notes there too. That's if we're just going to play that E from the bar, from the open, right? So that G sharp, all right, is going to be a note you have to press your finger down on. That would be an E box there. And in that E box, we can look at that major as part of an arpeggio. So for people who don't want to be boxed in, you can extrapolate that arpeggio. All right, so if you got the 5 there, now that one's on the 3rd string, okay, but in the E shape, it actually is on the 2nd string. So the only note we're going to get here down here is the 3rd, which is a minor 3rd away. So we go. So that starts on the G sharp there, which is 2nd inversion. Okay. I don't like to talk in too much sharps and flats, but if I start floundering, I'll let you know, and we'll have to go back to the key of C. Just trying to make it interesting. So this is a G shape. Then we look. This is an E shape. Well, the question becomes, what what shape is? Why is this not going backwards? Oh, because it's trying to go forwards to nothing. Can be done in mathematics, right? Forward to nothing. That sounds like multiverse theory, but really conservation of energy. If matter exists, just the fact that it exists, you would think antimatter exists, something like that, and that's interesting. That's the only way I could see it. If there's matter, it's got to be antimatter, because at one point there had to be nothing, or the equivalent of. Everything has to balance out. But it's we're very lucky in our lifetime that we've got the James Webb Space Telescope out there. Um, you know what I'm saying? Because they're going to put some stuff together. They're going to discover some things, just like Hubble discovered things with his telescope, and um, other people with the Hubble telescope. But this isn't rocket science. I'm just trying to make it easier. We want to look at. We've got a G shape here, but what? Let's see if we can guess what shape is that in our caged here. We know this is E. We know this is G. What's in between E and G? Okay, a G shape. All right, then you would go down. Say cage goes up. G shape comes from an A shape. This could be your A shape right here. We don't have to guess at it. We're gonna move along today. We're gonna move along today. So let me get the chart going for today. Is ta-da! Oh, sorry, I didn't want y'all to worry about what I got on my quick access. No, my stuff's secure. I don't put beans on my guitar. I don't put beans on my guitar. All right. So this is today's chart. Okay, I'm not sure we were ready to take it to today's chart, but it is relevant. What we were talking about here, we've got these guys over here, okay? Let's see if I can undock this. Now, all three majors do behave the same way. And this is a little progression that I was talking about, that we were playing before. C, G, F, C. The only hard chord in here is the F. You might disagree with me. So, because the G is easy, the F we're going to bar. Okay, and then the C. That's that progression there. It's an easy progression, but it's basic. And if you change the rhythm and change the voicings and maybe even start adding some minors in, it actually becomes songs that people have done. So I found in music that songs that become famous in the past, even 50 years ago or 100, are really musical techniques that people just put to words. So that's just what they played, what they discovered, and they put the music to words. So we can do that. You can do that. Learn how to do this. Learn a technique, and then you can play it into a song. The problem is when you do that, you're making a plateau instead of increasing your musical theory. This is more theory than